doing a red ale today. So it's gonna be like a version. I want to say it's like a clone of Cwtch by Tiny Rebel. It's not. It's not. It's kind of my version of it. It's a red ale. It's inspired. Isn't that what they say? It's inspired by real events, but it's not actually the same thing. So I had a load of red axe malt to use, and I thought, well, yes, I shall use that. And I've got a load of Citra. I think in the recipe it's like Citra and Columbus, from what I can see. So there's 6 malts, 2 hops. I'm using Citra and Mouter. I've got a little bit of that left. It's Schwabben sent me years ago. It's been in that freezer waiting ever since. I think they're about the oldest hops I have, so that's, I think they're 2017. So yeah, let's get them used. And this, in terms of the malt then, the whole point is the red axe malt. You don't need all these other malts, it's just red axe malt. Plus there's a tiny little bit of wheat in, wheat blanc, just to maybe try and add to the body. But yeah, that is it. So that's a very simple recipe. I'm only doing a half batch as well too. When I say half batch I mean like 1 keg. Normal size, get me like half batch. Hi, I've changed. I can smell it already too. It smells different. I don't know if that's just that red axe malt or what, but it smells, I don't know, vaguely fruity somehow. Maybe it's just me and my sense of smell. So everything's messed up anyway. I've got COVID at the minute as well too. So this is fun. This is a fun brew day. So nothing else to do basically, and I can't really leave the house. In fact, I can't leave the house. So what are you gonna do apart from brew? Mash temperature in this is going to be 67. Now, I was wondering about this because the final gravity that Brewfather thinks it's going to stop at is 1015 or something like that. Or, yeah, which is quite high. It's going to be 4.7%. I'm going to be using California common yeast instead of like USO5 or something like that. It's a yeast I really quite kind of like. So it's about 80% attenuation. So we'll see. I mean, word is that the red axe malt, it always finishes high, and anytime I've used it, even though I always say I like to do these things rather than just read something and then follow instructions, I've always kind of put a little bit of sugar and whatnot in, or a bit of malt extract, just to help it to ferment down, and it's always worked. So it'll be interesting to see whether this does actually finish at 10:15, or as I suspect, it'll probably get down to 10:12 or something like that, maybe 10:13. So if it does finish, per the plan, that's going to be 4.7, but it could be like near 5%, which either way is fine. So it's summertime, you don't want anything over 5% ideally, or in and around 5% will be spot on. I've got our water ratio down to mash water to 2.8 litres per kilo of grain. We're hitting our numbers every time here, so it's really just tweaking it. We're getting mash efficiency is 84%. It's pretty regular, and then brewhouse efficiency is 74%. So, and that's without really trying too hard. So that's kind of impressive, this system. You know what? That'll do alright. We are happy enough with that. Okay. Start mash. Yes. We're at 68%, it says. The pump. Yeah, okay. Recirculate. Pump's going on. Hopefully the pump's going on. It says the pump's going on. Pump's not going on. The heat's on for some reason. Okay, I'm going to keep my eye on that and see. 60, it says 66 there and 68 here. 66. Maybe maybe my eyes are going as well with the COVID. I don't know. Yeah. Definitely a lot more confident pulling this out with the handle than I am with the rollover, that's for sure. Okay, so this is my sparging method then. Basically a pizza tray covered in tin foil. If in doubt, get the tin foil out. That is my family's motto. So yeah, that goes on top of there. Using slightly bigger holes this time instead of the little pin pricks, and we'll see what way that goes. But yeah, this definitely works a lot better. So let's do it. And see what happens. Get the pump on. Okay, 30 minutes, that is Citra going in. Trying to keep this to about 37, 38 IBU as well too, so I've had to skip the 60-minute. So that's the reason for that. Okay, 15 minutes to go. We've got Protoflock. And then this is more Citra. Okay, hop stand then. We had a little bit of a flap there trying to get the pump going. You know, it's just after a 100-degree boil. It really doesn't want to go round the counterflow. So, and while I was trying to sort that out, I was kegging a beer in there and didn't realise, and it was pressure transfer, and then it was just basically shooting out star sand from every orifice. Okay, so that's going to sit there for 20-ish minutes, but it could be longer depending on the cleanup in there. Okay, that is the end of the brew day. Can you see that? Can you see the colour of that? My god, that red X malt is something special. 1050, I think it's 1050 or 1051, I'm not sure. The recipe says 1051, so there's a good chance that is too. I'll have a good look at that inside. Yeast is California common. Gonna buy these in 100-gram packs now, and then just measure out 10 each. So that's 10 grams. Let's get that in there. The colour on that though, my god, looks absolutely amazing. Okay, that's going to go in 18 degrees, I think. 1 week. There's going to be a dry hop on it as well. We shall put that in next weekend, and then it'll be in the keg by the middle of next week. So that is it. Yeah, let's see it the tasting. That's not clear. It is starting to clear now, for sure, but it's been like nearly 2 weeks. It's been in the keg, so I thought I may as well do it now while the hops are still fresh. Maybe, as I found out with the Patascala IPA, after it stopped being an IPA, it turned into a nice little amber ale. So will be interesting to see what this one is like. But this is not necessarily a hoppy beer. I'm already reviewing the beer and I haven't even taken a drink of it yet. I am aware of that. But yeah, I wanted to get one now. Because then if I wait another week and it's disappointing, then I'll not want to put the video up. I will put the video up and I'll slate it completely, and it wouldn't be fair. Or maybe it is fair, I don't know. I haven't taken a drink of it, so yeah, nice colour, beautiful colour on it, yes. It would be even better if it was clear, as I said before. Had issues, it should have been clear, but I mean I had issues when I was kegging it. Basically the whole fermenter froze. This was the Firmzilla as well too. And to cut a long story short, I was trying to defrost it at the time and I hadn't defrosted enough of the ice, and then I was like brewing at the same time and I was trying to transfer it, and then it was basically going chugga 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 chugga, and I was just chewing through the ice, and it was all this kind of, I don't know what it was, coming through. Now, this was a closed transfer, so I don't know, is it possible to oxidize a beer during a closed transfer? Because that thing was going, it was like, I'd never heard anything like it, put it like that. Hadn't heard anything like that. And it was juk, 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 and the whole thing was shaking. I was like, oh my god, what is going on here? So I don't know anyway, but there's a little head on it. It is sticking about as well too, so that's good. So it's not a big pillowy head, anything like that, but it's good enough. A little bit of wheat in there maybe has done that, but okay. So in terms of the aroma, one thing about Red Axe malt is that it is pretty intense, okay, but there's something about it that I really like, and I always say, and I've said this loads of times, and it's probably unfair that I say it, but I never really got the Munich malt bug, I think is the best way to describe it. I never really got that, but I definitely did get the Red Axe bug very quickly. Pretty much the first time I used it, loved it. Same with the Vienna. Did it like a year of making, just constantly putting Munich into beers just to see what it was like. Full year of that, not really that fussed. The end of it, did the Vienna, and after about a month or 2 months, I just loved it, absolutely loved it. So, and I've been there ever since, just Vienna all the time. So to cut a long story short, I didn't think I was gonna like this, because this is probably, I'd heard it even more intense, and it is, but it's in a different way. So the aroma is really kind of, it's really intensely sweet malt, but there is also this kind of fruity note to it, and it's all Citra in this beer now. But that Red Axe malt is in there, and it's almost tasting, it almost smells like, like this kind of sweet strawberry berry kind of, really sweet, kind of sweet, like a milkshake sweet. It is nice. I mean, it is nice. That probably doesn't sound nice, but in terms of the Citra, I mean, usually that is like stinking of cat piss and lemon, and but it's more of a kind of, it's turned into a kind of tropical note, if a strawberry is a tropical fruit, which obviously it isn't, but yeah, it's that kind of thing. So it smells strange. Let's have a taste. Now, I don't have any Cwtch here. It's not really a clone beer as such, but it's kind of, I was kind of inspired to do it. As I probably said in the brewing video, hopefully. By Sean, if you're out there, Sean. Just you mentioning the kit, the extract kit, then got me interested in doing this, because I didn't really want to spend like the £28 or something like that, when I had all the ingredients here. But anyway, that's beside the point. I think I mentioned that anyway, so just throwing that in there, just in case I hadn't. So thank you, Sean. Okay, so it's a medium mouthfeel on it, and the flavour is, it's fruity and it's malty, like the aroma, and there is a kind of, there's no bitterness really. There's something on the back end, which is, I'm not sure what it is, to be honest. It's not necessarily unpleasant, but it's not something that I was expecting. So yeah, a medium to light mouthfeel. I think it finished at 10 1013 or 1014, which is quite high, I suppose, but it's red X, and God knows what to do to this malt to get it like this. But yeah, I swear I can almost taste like a little bit of cherry or something in there. I don't know, it's something, it's definitely not malt. The malt is fantastic. That red X malt. I really do love it. On every beer I've brewed with it, which is now, this is possibly the third, maybe more, maybe 4. I'm not sure, but really impressed with it. As far as the hops go, it is hoppy. I don't think it's like the original Cwtch. I think the hops are just in there, mixing nicely with that malt. There's a little bit. It doesn't taste like Citra. It doesn't taste like the classic kind of Citra zombie dust type of taste. But it works. It does work. I think it would actually work better if I had some maybe more different type of citrus hops. I think citrus hops are possibly the best way to go with that malt. I think like Amarillo would be great in this beer. Little bit of Citra maybe, but definitely Amarillo. Maybe a bit mix with a bit of Centennial or something like that as well. I think that would work even better than that. But that's not bad at all. So yeah, the only thing then, I slightly mentioned it before, there's kind of a bit of a taste on the back end. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not getting it so much as it's going down. Just that first one, the first and second sips, I could have swore I tasted something, but maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it was the hops. I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of something like I don't want to say it tasted like cardboard, because that wouldn't necessarily be right. That would be insinuating that there's something wrong with it, and I don't think there is anything necessarily wrong with it. But there was something that's unusual. So I don't know, maybe it's the mix of the hops and the malt. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll have to see that as it's going on. I definitely got it. It was more pronounced last week. I haven't drunk too many of these. More pronounced last weekend when it was like in the keg for a week. I wasn't really carved up properly. But now 2 weeks later, or almost 2 weeks later, it's properly carved up. And it definitely has faded a little bit, so maybe it was just green. Maybe it was just too early or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe it was just me telling you the whole story about, the chugga when I was going mad, and that's me thinking it's oxidized, and then that's then went on to the cardboard taste. But maybe it's just I'm imagining it. I don't know. But anyway, enough of my yakking. I've been here long enough. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.